Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Coliseum for tonight's game against with the Los Salette Lions against the GLCA Lions. I'm Joseph Mackin here alongside Thomas Bronner. Thomas, how you doing tonight?
Very well, thank you. Just came off of a disappointing JV loss, but besides that, it's a Friday evening. Not too cold outside. I'm doing very well, thank you.
Number 3, Emmanuel Garcia inbounds to number 10, Steven Deister. Deister passes it over to David Carlisle. Carlisle drives to top of the key, passes over to Henry Crott. Crott working on his man, passes it over to Steven Deister, over to Dave Carlisle, over to Manny in the corner. Manny gets it over to Henry Crott, who goes up and in. Lions put the first score on the board tonight. Good to see.
Very nice possession there, working around like Coach Spezia wants till we can get an easy layup.
There we go, good job there as the Lions, I believe they pressure the other Lions to take a timeout. So that's good to see going in early in the game here. So
yeah, absolutely. Getting up to an early lead is certainly not Los Salette's specialty, but it's always nice when we can get that. Get a little momentum at the beginning of a game. Certainly don't want to be on our heels.
Yeah, definitely. And with the Lions here in full swing tonight, crazies are here and everything. And the GLCA Lions, they don't have any fans here because they are a prep school from Missouri. So they don't have any fans traveling with them here. It's just their team. So let's hope that the Lions can use that to their advantage. Number 20, Medina, gets it over to number 25. Over to number 22, Alexander, who misses the layup attempt there. Steven Deister with it now. Gets it over to Joe McCall. McCall into Manny Garcia. Manny gets it over to Steve Deister, who fumbles with it and gets the ball stolen from him there. Joe McCall pounces on the opportunity to draw a jump ball. It'll be Lions ball out of bounds here. Dave Carlisle will inbound.
Lions coming off of a win Tuesday night versus the Clinton Maroons. Pretty solid victory there. Very good games by Manny Garcia and Steven Deister.
Yeah, that was definitely good to see. I believe that Steve Deister, he was 100% from the free throw line on Tuesday night's game, so that's good to see.
Manny coming in with 24 points that game.
Definitely, that was huge. I believe he may have even had a triple-double in that game, which is always good to see, get some energy for throughout the rest of the season because, having a good game, one game can apply to other games. It can help him out. So Dave Carlisle inbounding for the Lions. Gets it into number 10, Steven Deister. Deister working on his man, looking for an open pass, finds Dave Carlisle. Carlisle into Joe McCall, back out to Carlisle. Carlisle gets it over to Steve. Dave with it now. At the top of the key, pressure there. We can see that the Gateway Lions are bringing a little bit of a trap here. So Lions are having a little bit of trouble passing outside of those, as we just saw Henry Crott just accidentally threw the ball out of bounds, so it'll be Gateway ball.
Right, they're in a 2-3 zone, not extended extremely far, but ready to pounce on any ball handler who picks up his dribble too early.
Yeah, absolutely. Number 23, Petal drives in and scores for Gateway, tying the game up here 2-2. Dave Carlisle with it now. We can see that Gateway is playing some very tight defense on the Lions here, really not allowing them to do much ball passing or handling or anything of that sort. So it's been tough for the Lions here because the Lions really focus on ball reversals a lot. So that's always hard to break there. David McBay, or Mibay, scores here for Gateway, giving them the first lead of the game.
It's going to be essential for the Lions to get David Carlisle and Henry Crott in on the action today. David Carlisle, more of a three-point threat, obviously, and Henry Crott, when he gets hot inside, adds a whole nother dimension to the Los Salette offense.
Yeah, Manny and him have really connected so far this season down there. We can see both of them passing to one another, seem to work very well in the post together. Number 20, Sebastian Medina, drives in there and scores, extending the Gateway lead 6-2 with 4:48 left to go here in the first quarter. Thomas, what do you think we need to see from the Lions in order to come out from this deficit right now?
Well, as you mentioned earlier, Gateway is really pressuring the ball, especially when the dribbler picks up his dribble. And obviously the Lions have had trouble with turnovers all this season. So with 2 or 3 turnovers there, it's no wonder that we're down 4 points.
That's true. So Lions all really need to work on that. I would also say that they need to get back on defense a little bit faster. It seems like they've had quite a few breakaways. If they could get back on defense, maybe take a charge or at least stop the shot, that would be helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. In the JV game, I don't think we were ready either for Gateway's fast style of play. That can really hurt you if you go down quickly.
Yeah, especially Salette. They seem to have a slower method of offense, more one of passing the ball around till till there's an open lane or something like that. So playing with their fast style of play is going to be hard for the Lions to break. Joseph McCall with it now. Tries to pass inside, but nobody was there. Ball stolen here by Gateway. Number 23, Petal goes down and scores, extending the Gateway lead to 6 now, 8-2, with 4:11 left to go here in the first quarter. Dave Carlisle with the ball now, looking for an open pass. Picks up his dribble, can't seem to find one. Gets it over to Steven Deister, over to Joe McCall in the corner. Gets it back to Deister, over to Carlisle again. Carlisle motioning for some people to cut. Doesn't look like there's a lot of motion going on in the Salette offense right now. Steven Deister gets it open in the corner, takes the three-point shot. That is good. Lions decrease this lead here to 3 now. Score 8-5 with 3:33 left to go here in the first quarter.
It's pretty good possession there. Didn't try and force anything. Maybe took a touch longer than we wanted to. All these extra passes are creating more and more chances for a turnover against
definitely.
this Gateway
I think
defense.
the Lions may be sort of figuring out how to pass around the type of defense that Gateway's playing. Number 20, Sebastian Medina, will inbound here for Gateway. Into number 23, Petal shoots the three-point shot, no good. Number 25, David gets the rebound there, puts it up, no good.
Ball is off of Gateway's foot there. Lions basketball.
Manny gets it into Steve here. Steve setting up the offense. Steve gets it over to David Carlisle. Carlisle back to Steve. Steve gets it over to Joe McCall. Over to Carlisle in the corner. Over to Manny. Manny shoots the shot. No good. Number 10, Felipe Garcia with the rebound here. Number 23's Petal goes up for the shot. Gets that one to go his way. Scores 10-5 now with 2:44 left to go here in the first quarter. Steve gets it over to Dave Carlisle, who shoots the three. No good.
That's exactly what we're going to need tonight, though, in order to be successful, is penetration of the defense allowing for open three-point shooters.
Yeah, definitely. It seemed to me there that Dave was a little bit too pressured to have taken that three, but...
Yeah, Dave, very nice shot, but it does take quite a while to get off. He needs to be very open. It'd be nice if he got a little bit of help with people setting screens for him.
Yeah, that would definitely be a big help there. Henry Crott goes to the free throw line here. First shot is up and away. That one is good.
I can tell you there was a smile on Coach Spazia's face when Henry Crott made a pump fake there. He's been harping on that all season. So it's nice to see Henry making a smart veteran move.
Henry Crott shoots his second shot. That one is good. Sebastian Medina inbounds for Gateway. Ball is stolen by David Carlisle, who goes up and gets that one to go his way. Lions now only down by 1 point, 10-9 with 2:12 left to go here in the first quarter. Number 33, Miguel Bojas, tries for that shot, tries to pass it in to one of his fellow teammates.
It's really been working for them. Slows down the offense, which will be critical against this much faster Gateway offense.
Gets it. Gateway gets it down court to number 23, Petal, who goes up and lays that one in. We've seen Petal here. He seems to be a definite offensive threat for the Lions, so we need to see him really guarded well by the Lions. Lions need to maybe even consider double teaming him. He's had a lot of points so far in this game. So
Yeah.
it's mainly off of breakaways, though. So
Absolutely. What's happening is Gateway anticipating the play is jumping the pass. As soon as Petal sees them jumping the pass, he's releasing down court for a wide open layup.
Lions need to make sure that they're playing some better defense on that there. David Carlisle gets it over to Steven Deister. Deister shoots the three-point shot. No good. Gateway rebounds.
Very deep three by Steven there. It'll be Gateway ball.
I believe that was David Carlisle there with the foul.
This is David's first foul.
I believe that is the 6th team foul. So Lions almost to the point of putting Gateway into the bonus, which is not good to see. Oh, sorry. They have 2 fouls. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's not nearly as bad as we were thinking.
I'm sorry.
Lions have had some.
Against Clinton, they drew a lot of fouls in that game. They were in the double bonus in both halves. So that was definitely good to see on the Lions' part there, drawing some fouls. And they were pretty conservative, more or less, with their fouling. So that's good to see. Steven Deister here gets it into Manny Garcia, or tries to get it into Manny Garcia. That pass is blocked as Gateway steals it. Number 10, Felipe Garcia, tries to go up there for the layup, but he gets fouled. He'll go to the line.
That's a couple times now. We've been thinking we're seeing an opening with Manny Garcia flashing to the top of the key. However, Gateway's just waiting for that pass to come in. Like I said earlier, they're sending Petal or another man at the top of the zone for an easy layup down at the other end.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like Petal goes down court and they throw it to him and they get some easy points. So I think the Lions need to work a little bit more on their post work, if you know what I mean. They need to get it in to Henry Crott down there, see him do his classic spin move, go up there.
Absolutely, left-handed floater.
Yeah. Seems to be a specialty. Manny Garcia with it now. Gets it over to David Carlisle. Carlisle over to Steven Deister. Steve dribbling with it now. Gets it over to David Carlisle. Carlisle looking for a pass. Finds Steve. Over to Dave again. Dave can't find anything. Gets it over to Manny. Manny drives in. Passes over to Joe McCall. Over to Dave Carlisle in the corner there. Dave heavily guarded here by Gateway. Clock winding down. 4 seconds left here. Manny Garcia goes up. No good. And that will end the first quarter. So a decent quarter for the Lions so far. Lions really need to work on their post work right now. They've really just been kind of just throwing it around the arc, just trying to get ball reversals, but it doesn't seem to be really going their way. What do you think the Lions could improve on?
Well, I think at least 8 of Gateway's 16 points have been off of fast break layups, just coming off of careless passes. So I guarantee that's what Coach Spage is talking about right now in that huddle.
Yeah.
Just eliminate those silly mistakes, silly passes, and the Lions could very easily be up in this game.
Yeah, definitely. What do you think the Lions need to work on defensively off of those points that Gateway has scored not off of fast breaks? What have you seen really?
I think it's pretty solid defense. I mean, with taking away those transition points, we've probably allowed about 8 points against a athletic, if not particularly skilled, Gateway team. So also, Manny Garcia does need some help inside, though, boxing out.
Yeah, that's true.
Manny, I think, had 18 rebounds against Clinton on Tuesday. But with Henry Crott and Joe
Deister gets it over to Carlisle. Back to Deister, over to Joe McCall in the corner. Tries to pass into Henry Crott, and here we see the same story that we've seen. Gateway steals the ball down to number 23. Petal, who goes up and draws the foul. So same exact story. Gateway steals it, gets it down to Petal. He almost scores, but this time they fouled him. So
Send him to the free throw line. That is not what the Lions wanted coming out at the beginning of the second quarter.
yeah, absolutely. Bad way of going into this here. Petal makes his first free throw. He'll stay at the line.
With these kind of teams, these teams that play a quick transition offense are looking to run and gun. It's very easy to get down.
Yeah, discouraged.
Irreparably,
Yeah,
yes.
that's true. So Lions need to make sure that they're keeping their energy and intensity level up here, not letting this deficit get them down. Steve has the ball now. Gets it over to Dave Carlisle. Carlisle over to Joe McCall at the top of the key. Over to Steve Deister on the right-hand wing. Steve tries to pass over to David Carlisle, but misjudges where exactly Dave is on the court, so that ball will go out of bounds. It'll be Gateway ball.
Against the 2-3 zone, it can be very difficult because the defense is so packed in that you think you cannot drive. However, really driving to suck the defense in tighter is the only way that you will open up an outside game.
Yeah, that's true. So Lions need to, we've seen this repetition throughout the entire game so far. Lions really need to make sure that they need to get it inside a little bit more somehow. They need to find a way to get that inside.
Exactly. Steven Deister and David Carlisle initiating offense from very far out. Steve with a nice pass there into Henry Crott.
We could see a few more of those in this game. Number 22, Alexander, goes up and gets that one to go his way. Leading now by 10, 21-11, with 6:29 left to go here in the first half. Steven Deister gets it over to David Carlisle. Back to Steve. Over to Manny now. Manny back over to Deister. Over to Dave. Over to Crott. Here we can see same story. Lions just reversing the ball very far out, so Gateway really doesn't even sort of care to pressure that because it's that far out.
Exactly. David with the corner three there. It wasn't
no good. Yeah, it was not an opportune time to shoot a three-point shot, honestly. So Lions need to get away from that pressure, if you know what I mean.
Exactly. Pass fakes will really get this defense to move around. They're swarming the shooters.
Yeah. Lions, and we can see on defense, we can see Gateway, they spread the court really well on defense. You can see that just the way the defense moves and stuff, we can just see that they're really dominating us defensively. They're allowing for nothing inside, and even outside too, we can see that. So they are really locking down on defense here, as we can see right now, just the way that they all move in unison like that.
Yeah, certainly.
Again, pressuring Steven Deister to shoot a three. Gateway rebounds here.
Have some pretty large bodies out there for Gateway. Long arms, making the court feel a lot smaller than it is.
That is true. Gateway is superior when it comes to height and size advantage here. So, but that's something that the Lions have seen all season. I don't think they've gone up against one team that they're taller than. They're short teams, so they've learned to kind of deal with that. Dave Carlisle with the nice layup there, making the score 21-13 with 5:08 left to go here in the first half.
Lions continuing a full court defense. More of an extended zone than a man, though.
Gateway will travel here, so it'll be Lions ball out of bounds. Meister over to Dave, back to Steve. Steve gets it over to Henry Crott. Over to Joe McCall in the corner, into Manny Garcia. And Manny will draw the foul on his way up to the hoop. Here we can see that this is something that the Lions can do, that the Lions should do a little bit more often in this game. Get it into Manny there, and he'll drive up, and if not score, chances are he's going to draw a foul. So let's hope that we can see that coming from him a little bit more in this game.
Foul is on the floor there, so it'll be Lions ball underneath. Manny Garcia is certainly explosive inside, but we have a lot of difficulty getting it into him due to just poor passes or trying to force it without a good angle.
Manny gets it over to Dave. Dave over to Steve. Steve back to Dave at the top of the key. Dave looking for a pass over to Joe McCall in the corner. Joe over to Steve Deister, over to Dave Carlisle, back to Steve here. Lions trying to set something up here, but we can see Coach Spezia motioning for a timeout. Joe McCall shoots the three-point shot there, no good. Gateway gets the rebound here. Number 2, Diaz gets it over to number 13, Amson, who travels. It'll be Lions ball out of bounds. Coach Spezia is still trying to call a timeout.
It'll be a 30-second timeout.
So what do you think that Coach Spezia is going to talk about in this timeout? What do you think?
A little too patient. Really, with his defense,
Yeah.
with his long 2-3 defense, we're not going to get anything easy inside.
That's true. It's not going to be an easy way of scoring here for the Lions. Lions need to. I think that the key lies in good passes for them. If they can just reverse it enough and have enough good passes that they open a spot up. We've seen that a few times in the game. We've gotten Dave and Steve open, and both of them have been able to shoot a three and make it. So the Lions they're a pretty
side goes much beyond Manny being explosive inside and getting layups himself. Once we get the ball inside, it opens up Henry Crott to start going to work, as well as outside shots for Steven and our other guards.
We've really seen a lot of good playing here by Henry and Manny. They really work well together in the post. They really are explosive in there, and they really have a lot of energy. So if the Lions can get it into them, let's hope that they can do something in there. We haven't really seen them get a chance to do much, honestly, in this game because the Lions haven't gotten it inside enough.
Going forward in the game, though, as we see right now, you would hope the Gateway Christian Lions get tired out. However, with this fresh side of 5 new players, we're not going to be getting any breaks.
Yeah, absolutely. Pete Schrader subs into the game here for Joe McCall.
Joe McCall has 3 fouls. He's traditionally, this season, had a bit of difficulty with fouls, getting into foul troubles early in games and having to be brought out for that reason.
Usually, however, I have to say, usually he doesn't, that usually doesn't leak over into the second half, if you know what I mean. Most of the time he's pretty conservative in the second half.
So could be a bit winded, but we'll see. He's inside now working with Manny.
Steve Deister with it now, far outside of the three-point shooting line. He gets it over to Manny. Manny drives in, passes to Henry Crott. Henry spins, gets blocked. It'll remain Lions ball.
And that's exactly what I'm talking about. No luck there.
Manny Garcia gets it, inbounded to him. Lions reverse the ball rather quickly. Dave Carlisle with it, gets it over to Steve Deister. Deister hands it off to Carlisle. Carlisle motioning for some screens or something to get an open look to the basket. Manny heaves it across court to Dave Carlisle, but it'll be out of bounds off of the Lions there.
Miscommunication there between David Carlisle and Pete.
Number 20, Medina, inbounds here for Gateway. Medina gets it up to number 10, Felipe Garcia. And we can see number 25, David Mibe, jumps up there, tries to get the pass off, but it'll be out of bounds off of him. Lions ball here now. Steve Deister has it at the top of the key. Over to Henry Crott. Back to Steve. Over to Dave Carlisle. Over to Steve again. Steve gets it over to Manny. Manny drives in, takes the shot there, no good. Lions, we can see here, having a lot of trouble when it comes to offensive rebounding. They're definitely out-heighted here, if you know what I mean. If there is such a word as out-heighted. But
maybe the word is outsized.
Undersized, yeah, whatever. Same thing.
But
they really are having a lot of trouble getting rebounds here in this game, so that's probably a big factor here. Usually Manny, he's able to muscle that in there, and he's really able to go to work in there. Him and Henry both, they're able to get a lot of, rebounds for the team. opening up a lot more chances to score. So I say if the Lions could get rebounds, and they could make this a close game before halftime.
Right, it's gone on a bit of a scoring lull here for both teams. It's been a couple minutes since either team made a basket.
Lions and Gateway both of the Lions playing some tight defense. Number 10, Felipe Garcia, gets it into number 33, Miguel Bojas, who goes up there. And I'm sorry, I didn't see who jumped on the jump. Who got the jump ball there?
It was Mbaye and Garcia. However, Manny wrested it away pretty quickly. However, the jump ball was called.
Number 23, Peddle there, cashes a 3. We can see the Lions, they opened up an opening for him. They didn't guard him out there. So let's hope that we can see the Lions really cracking down on their defensive play here like Gateway has been recently.
With that shot, we see another aspect of Peddle's game. Up until now, it's just been breakaway layups like he's running down the court right now. However, with that 3.
And Peddle goes up for it again and draws the foul here. He'll go to the line. I mean, Lions really need to be guarding Peddle. I would say maybe even consider double teaming him or something like that. Peddle at the line now. He shoots. His first shot is good.
Peddle with 14 of Gateway's 25 points at this point.
Peddle's second shot, no good. Rebounded by Gateway. Mbaye puts it back in there for Gateway. Extending the Gateway lead here, 27-13, with the clock ticking down here to the end of the first half. 36 seconds left. Manny tries to drive in there, gets that ball popped out. Peddle down court, scores another layup, making that his 16th point of the game here.
Really looking for the Lions to learn from their mistakes here. Sloppy passing has been killing them all half.
Manny driving inside the paint, gets it out to Dave Carlisle. Dave shoots the three-point shot, no good.
It's a very good drive there and dish to David, who had a very open shot.
Looked like that one was a little bit short on Dave's part.
I think he was worried about the Gateway Christian player flying at him from inside. Just rushed the shot a little bit.
So Gateway is now in the bonus. So number 20, Medina, goes to the line shooting a 1-on-1.
The first shot is good. The second is good as well.
Manny with it now. Clock really ticking down. 2 seconds left here in the game. Dave Carlisle gets it over to Henry, who puts up a last-second shot. That is no good. So we'll go into halftime now. So Lions losing 31-13. Thomas, what do you think that we need to see going into this second half here from the Lions in order to at least decrease this lead here for Gateway?
Well, I think it's pretty apparent. Lions just need to take care of the ball. A lot of sloppy passes going on right now. Granted, Gateway has a pretty long and athletic team, but that just means that we have to make more pass fakes and be smarter with our passes.
Yeah, definitely. What do you see from the Lions' energy tonight? What do you think the overall vibe is, if you know what I mean?
Well, I think one telltale sign is that we've been going for more blocks on defense than taking charges. Manny has had a number of games in the past few games where he's taken multiple charges. Tonight he seems to be going for more blocks, which have not turned out as well.
Especially seeing their height advantage here of the Lions. That's what the Lions need to work on. They need to use their shortness to their advantage to a certain extent, like they have done in past games. And they need to really weave between the players, find open spots, and drive in.
Absolutely. There's nothing more discouraging to an attacking team than giving up a charge.
Yeah, that's true. And it really takes away all of their momentum that they would have had.
Exactly. Right now, Gateway just building and building momentum on each turnover of the Lions.
So thank you for joining us here for the first half of the game. We'll be back again for the second. Make sure you stay tuned for that. Thank you for watching.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to second half action here in the Coliseum for the Salette Lions against the Gateway Christian Lions. Lions down 31-13, a bit of a rough first half for sure.
Lions seeing that they can't really get anything going on offense. They've had some problems in the post and outside on the three-point line. So let's hope that we can see the Lions improve their offensive game here.
Swinging around, Manny attacking early, dishes to Steve. Steve with the three, no good. It's a good shot though. Good opportunity coming out into the second half. Gateway with the ball, a little more conservative maybe. Nope, ball inside, layup, good. Number 22, Alexander Mamave on Manny Garcia.
Just by the way, a quick piece of information here. Gateway's head coach, Tina Way, he couldn't make it to the game here tonight, so the junior varsity coach is coaching their varsity team here.
Fortunately, a turnover there by Joseph McCall. Ball goes the other way quickly. Foul by Henry Crott on number 23, our friend Petal, who now has nearly 20 points, I believe.
He's having himself a good night tonight.
Absolutely, his first free throw is good. Second free throw is good as well. Manny takes the ball out, up to Steve. Manny handling the ball, gives it off to Deister. Back to Manny. Gateway still in their 2-3 defense. Certainly no reason to change it after only allowing the Lions 13 points in the first half. We're going to be looking for something more out of the Lions offense this half for sure.
Yeah, Lions really need to work on their offensive game here, especially in getting it into Manny. I know he's outsized in the post, but he's really a skilled post player, and with him and Henry Crott down there, I think they could do some damage.
Anytime we get in the ball to Manny, we may not have the opportunity to score, but Manny is very good at drawing fouls, and this season compared to last season has been very good concerning free throws.
Yeah, definitely. He's really picked up his free throw game here. Him and Steve Deister, I believe both of them are over 500 when it comes to free throws, so that's always good to see. Get some easy points there.
Petal had another breakaway layup down on the other end. Joe McCall with a three, no good. Batted by Henry Crott. Off of number 25, Mbe. It'll be Lions ball underneath. Carlisle taking it out. Looking for Manny, no. Ball into Henry Crott. David being pressured. Ball deflected by 23, but he fouls David as well. David takes it out, passes it into Manny, and receives it back up top. Steve spin move, pull-up jumper, no good. Tried to draw a foul there, no luck. Ball quickly down the court. Loose ball. Petal comes up with it, drives, and another little floater. Steve bringing the ball down the court.
I think the Lions could do a better job of disrupting passes there. We saw Henry Crott almost deflect that pass there, or almost intercept it, sorry. He did deflect it. I think that the Lions can come away with a couple more offensive possessions in this game.
Manny and Crott, a little confusion there as they both tried to flash middle, forcing Manny more into the short corner. Swinging the ball around here. Manny, one dribble, passes it to Steve, open shot. Three, high arc, no good. Henry looking for Manny inside. Manny gets it and is fouled. It's a good pass there from Henry. Manny will be at the free throw line for 2. This season has been very good, as we were just talking about. His first one is good.
On a Sunday afternoon, I can always basically count on coming in here to the Coliseum and seeing Manny shooting on his throws, shooting his free throws, practicing them. So I think he's really practiced those free throws a lot, and so that's what's gotten him to be at the level that he is for free throw shooting right now.
Second free throw rattles out. This season, Manny has really stepped into the role of an inside player without Eve here. So knowing we'll be playing inside, he's started working on those aspects of his game that he knows he'll be using more, such as free throw shooting. Lions ball on the baseline here. Manny taking it out, inbounding it to Steve, who gives it back to Manny. Manny jogs it up the floor. Attacking off the screen here by Henry. Drives middle.
We can see
Fouled.
there Manny going in there, and even though he did get, he wasn't able to score originally, he does get blocked a lot. He gets he gets fouled a lot, in the post there. So let's see him just go in there, go up for the shot, and if he doesn't make it, chances are, I say there's probably a 90-80% chance somewhere around there that he's going to get fouled.
Exactly. The Lions have nothing to lose here. It'd be nice to see some aggression. Manny's first free throw is good. Second one, nothing but net. Ball inbounded. David Carlisle, deflection. Gateway retains possession. Petal attacking. Ball to the corner for a three. High arc. The shot is good.
So here we can see that Gateway, they are a tall team, but they've also got some three-point shooting talent with them. Most of the time, they just go for the easy bucket inside, but we can see that they can shoot some three-point shots. So Lions should also guard that.
Lions being forced to help too far off their man right now on defense. Ball being reversed. Gotten inside to Henry Crott. Back inside to him. Left-handed floater, way too much, no good. Ball quickly down the floor, Petal inside. Dished off, Manny flies, foul is called. Fresh 5 is subbed in for Gateway Christian.
Lions have to be pretty tired out. Most of the starters for the Lions here, they play all 4 quarters. So they have to be really tired out with 8-minute quarters. It's a lot of playing there, a lot of conditioning that the Lions have to go through.
Yeah, it is certainly a long game. With not a lot of subs coming in. You saw Peter Schrader get in the game earlier once McCall was in foul trouble. But besides that, we have not seen any other Lions players get in the game.
Lions heavy on injuries so far this year, with both Omar Ortiz and Dominic Herring being injured. It's, they would be 2 people who would be subbed into the game fairly often, so Lions have had that opportunity sort of cut away from them.
Exactly. Steve playing a lot of minutes this year just as a sophomore, which gives us hope for the future. It's very good that both he and Joe Martin are getting a lot of minutes this year, getting experience on a varsity level.
Wow. Okay, I am sorry. I totally forgot that you were injured. Wow. Well, you've been injured for a while, I have to say. So that's, people have maybe forgotten a little bit. But Thomas Bronner here is a member of the basketball team. He should be the starting point guard for the Lions. But Steve has really stepped up to the plate, like you were saying, gone into it, and really just taken it pretty well, honestly. He's been playing pretty phenomenally. But besides his height disadvantage, he's been playing pretty well. So that's good to see.
Yeah, I would say that's probably the one bonus of my getting injured is getting these younger guys more opportunity, more experience. Look forward to a pretty dynamic team next year with Manny. Crott, we are going to get in the weight room this offseason. We'll get a lot of meat on him, a lot of meat on Manny.
I'd say that next year's team should be a pretty talented team with Manny, Crott, Omar, Steve, Joe, and then, some of the other sophomores now, juniors coming in next year who are, they're really working their way up. Last year we saw Joseph Deratola wasn't really that much of a talented player, but after the summer he came back, and he's honestly been a pretty lights-out shooter for the JV team this year, so that's always really good to see, seeing some younger players stepping up to the plate. Also, Dominic Herring should be back in action. giving us another guard to add to the team. So look forward to a pretty good season next year for the Lions.
Yes. Manny Garcia took a charge there on defense. Lions ball comes down, pulls up, jump shot is no good. Manny's been working a lot on that shot as well. Little one dribble, got much better, had a number of points this season off of that shot.
Another person who's injured for the Lions is Josh McQuillan. He's another person who you reminded me there by saying about the jump shot and stuff. He's really worked on his transition jump shot, really gotten that down to a science now, and he's also a very key player for the Lions.
Yep. Now on that offensive possession right there, that was a between the legs pass by David Carlisle, the only player that ever seems to get away with that those kind of passes, but it's an over and back there for the Lions. Ball goes right through Steven Deister's hands. Joe McCall beaten there, but the Gateway player falls over.
I believe that was number 5.
Jose Cortez.
Looks like he sort of lost his placement there or something, tripped up a little bit, maybe over his own feet. That's what it looked like to me. Anyway, lost that ball. That's what matters.
Steve with a shot there, short. Steve has a quicker shot, one of the quicker shots for sure on our team.
Yeah.
Kind of has to, being as small as he is, but
yeah,
I think David Carlisle could learn a little something from him. If he could get his shot off a little quicker,
yeah,
he would be a much more dangerous weapon.
His shot really, I mean, it's a really nice shot and everything, but it takes so much time. He has to be like perfectly open with like 5 seconds to shoot.
Exactly.
So, yeah, but Steve, he always has to kind of evade the players, if you know what I mean. He has to like step over and kind of shoot from the side, as it were, you know what I mean? Shoot around the player a little bit, off his shot a little bit. There is the Dave Carlisle with some time and gets that one to go his way with the 3-point shot there.
Assist by Manny Garcia, who took it into the middle. Pete Schrader back into the game for Henry. Manny with a block there. Number 0, Sharif Cisse goes up again, no good.
Dave Carlisle goes up there, draws the foul.
Manny with some pretty good court vision there, gets the ball down to Dave quickly, giving Gateway a taste of their own medicine.
So Lions in the bonus now as Gateway commits the 7th foul of this half.
David's first shot is up and good. David also is a very solid free throw shooter. He had 9 points against Clinton on Tuesday.
I believe that's the 3rd most of the game against Clinton, I believe. So Manny had 24, Steve had 10, and then Dave had 9.
5 seconds left on the clock. Manny drives, is fouled.
I have to say, one thing I was looking forward to in the Clinton game was a dunk from Manny. He said that if we were leading by 20 points or more and he got an open, breakaway, then he would go up and he would dunk the ball, but never got the chance. He got subbed out, pretty early, which is, pretty, I mean, it's safe to assume that probably should have happened. So he'd be subbed out. Lions were winning by, 30 points or so, but
exactly.
I was looking forward to that. I was hoping that would happen.
Manny did have one drive where it looked like he was going to go up for a dunk. However, he was a little far out, and the guy came up, fouled him, I believe.
Yeah, he did draw the foul, but I think I could see the disappointment in his eyes, if you know what I mean.
Absolutely.
He really wanted to dunk that ball, so I hope to see a dunk from him, in the rest of this season, and if not then next year.
The last second shot there is no good. Tipped by Manny Garcia. End of the 3rd quarter, Lions down 44-26.
So going into the fourth quarter here, Thomas, what do you think that we need to see from the Lions in order to improve this offensive game? I mean, at this point, victory is looking kind of, it doesn't really look like it's that much of a possibility, but we can at least decrease this lead by Gateway. What do you think that we need to do that?
I think we need pass fakes. This defense is moving around very quickly, so if we use pass fakes to shift them, it then hit the open player, we'll have a lot more success.
That is true. This team's pretty big, so we probably have an advantage with quickness over them. So if we could pump fake, get them out of the way a little bit, I think that we can probably beat them to the basket.
Exactly. Coach Spezia this season has been harping on using our advantages or using our size to our advantage, which obviously you wouldn't expect considering we're a smaller team than almost any team we play. And that's not normally very beneficial in basketball, obviously. But he's been harping on quickness and good, solid passing.
That is true. There aren't a lot of advantages that come from being a short team, but those are a few of them.
Lions have drawn back their defensive pressure a little bit. Looks like we're in a 2-3 zone here. Ball gets into the middle, reverse to the opposite side. Peddle with a three, no good.
I honestly thought that he was going to make that. He's been, I believe, 100% from the three-point line so far tonight, but no such luck for Peddle.
No, not there. Ball into Steven Deist, who brings the ball up the court. David with the ball, looking. Lions offense is a bit stagnant right now. We don't seem to be moving with a lot of purpose, which has really been a problem all year. It is not necessarily a lack of movement, but a lack of smart movement.
Yeah, that's true.
Crazy's chanting Steve right now. It's not Steve with the play, though. It's Henry Crott. No good on the layup. But the ball bounces off Gateway player's hands, and it will be Lions ball.
Gateway calls a timeout there. Why do you think the Gateway called the timeout being up by this much?
I'm not sure. I think their coach simply wasn't happy with how the game was going in this last minute since the beginning of the fourth period.
Lions losing here by 18 points. So they've got some stuff to work with, and even though victory seems almost inevitable at this point, I think, or sorry, not inevitable.
No, I know. I was about to compliment you for your mental math skills, but
no, not inevitable. When it's not likely, we can at least decrease the lead here by Gateway and make the loss not look as bad, if you know what I mean.
Exactly. I mean, at this point, you just look for energy and not giving up.
Yeah, really, the last thing that the Lions should do right now is they can't give up. They can't just be like, they can't just hang their head low and just be like, whatever, we lost. They really need to give it their all in the last second of this game, and that will make this loss, if they lose, saying that they lose, it'll look a lot better.
Exactly.
They'll probably only lose by 10 or less, I would say, if the Lions really give it their all throughout the rest of this game.
Three by Joseph McCall there, doesn't go.
I'd say if he would have made that, that would have been a big momentum shift there for the Lions.
It would have been nice, and, we're really looking from Joe McCall and David Carlisle as seniors on the court. We were just talking about not lying down, not just getting run over. It's going to come from those two players especially. Yeah. Dave, not necessarily the most vocal player, but he certainly won't lay down. And you can always count on Joe McCall, who's played a lot for his very good defense. There's a foul there. Number 22, Mamave to the line. Foul is on Henry Crott, his third.
Lions been pretty reserved with their fouls so far in this half. They only have 3 altogether, so that's good to see. Coming off of I believe, 7 foul first half.
Gateway playing more reserved as well now on defense. Not pressuring the ball nearly as much. However, the Lions still initiating offense from pretty far out. Henry with a little floater there, short, no good. Ball reversed quickly to Dave, who walks it back to the top of the floor. Lions trying to spread the court and just trying to get something inside. Joe McCall takes a dribble there to the short corner, passing to Dave. Dave pulls a quick three there and nails it. It was very nice.
That was far out, too. That was a good 2 steps or so. Nice to see that there from Dave. He's been looking for that 3. You know he has throughout this whole game.
That was his second 3 of the night, his 10th point overall.
Dave's actually had a pretty good night so far tonight.
Yeah. Well, on offense.
Yeah, on offense.
As far as scoring is concerned. We're looking for fewer turnovers for sure. But Steve bringing the ball up the court, gets it to Dave in the corner. He wanted to take that one, but reverses it to Steve. Steve inside to Henry. Henry is not able to get it to go. Manny with the offensive rebound and the putback.
That was a nice look and pass by Steve Deister in there to Henry Crott, setting him up there for what should have been a score, but Henry wasn't quite able to finish.
Like I was talking about earlier, we're going to have to get Henry in the weight room this offseason. Just inside, he seems to get beat up way too much.
Yeah, we really need him to bulk up a little bit more.
Exactly. I've been trying to get him to have more of an aggressive mindset for sure, but it's hard when he's playing against much taller and often much stronger inside post players. Lions in the bonus here. It'll send Manny Garcia to the line.
Nice job at the Lions here drawing those fouls. We've seen Manny go up in the post several times and been able to draw the foul, even though most of the time he can't finish the shot due to his size disadvantage. Most of the time he does draw the foul.
Joe Martin in for the first time, subbing out Joe McCall.
So one good thing that we can see from the Lions here is they did, for the most part, they shut down Pella a little bit more than usual. He had 6 points in the third quarter, which compared to the first and second quarter, that's pretty good for that, you know, keeping him away.
As you say that, he turns around, makes a jumper from the free throw line. Lions allowed him to catch it in the middle. David Carlisle with the ball on the wing. Ball at his hip. Reverses to Joe Martin. Joe Martin has also gotten a lot of playing time this year due to injuries and due to getting in the game and just having some pretty quality time.
Yeah, he brings a lot of energy onto the court, in my opinion. When he gets out there, everybody sort of livens up a little bit. He's hit a lot of threes. I think he hit like 3 or 4 in the last JV game against Clinton, which was nice to see.
It was. I know Coach Spezia gets on Joe Martin and Josh McLuhan a lot just for offensive mistakes, but he will admit they bring a lot of energy and aggressiveness to our offensive attack. Joe McCall in for David Carlisle here. Lions extending the pressure here again. We're in an extended 3-2 zone. Steven tries to tip the ball from behind, no luck. Ball here. Ball down low from Petal, pass, layup, no good. Offensive rebound. And he goes up for the layup, is fouled on the shot. That was Mamave on the shot. Henry Crott on the foul.
So that is Henry Cross' fifth foul of the night, so he will sadly foul out of this game. That is also the Lions' 5th foul of the half, which is good. That's pretty good, would you say? 5 fouls in the second half?
Yeah, I mean, It shows that we're not, at least. Excuse me. Shot's good. It shows that we're at least being smart on the defensive end.
Yeah, that's true.
There's a certain fine balance, between having 10 fouls and having 0 fouls.
Yeah.
Whenever there's 0 fouls, you automatically.
Too aggressive.
Like one foul early on in the game was just Joseph McCall going really hard for a loose ball.
Yep.
Knocked over a Gateway player, which is, they called it a foul, but it's a smart foul. Speaking of Joe McCall, has a 3 there from the corner, no good. Joe Martin, diving for the ball, does not get it. And Bay in the corner. Garcia up top with the ball, working against Steve Deister. Joe Martin jumping for the ball, does not get it. Pedal, free throw line, shot, no good. Rebounded by Mamave, who puts it back up for 2 points.
So 2 Garcias on the court tonight, so don't get those two confused. We have 1 on Gateway and obviously Manny Garcia too.
It's Felipe Garcia for the Gateway Christian Lions. Peter Schrader is fouled and sent to the line for a 1-and-1. If Pete can knock these down, they'll be his first points of the game. Crazy's chanting his name. His first shot is no good. Excuse me, we're now into double bonus, so Pete will get a second shot. Daniel Prather checks in for Manny Garcia, as well as Joe Deratola for Steven Deister.
Coach sort of laying off of the victory possibility of things, putting in some of the subs who don't get as much varsity playing time.
Exactly, and I mean, he's been around the game for a long time.
Yeah.
He knows at this point that it's probably...
Last game against Clinton, Dan Prather scored 2 points for the varsity team, which was nice to see.
Exactly, I remember going wild on the bench. Got a nice little pump fake and finish. Joe Deratola up top. Timeout called by Coach Spezia. I believe that's more of a timeout just to get Derwin Wilson into the game, who is waiting to be subbed in. We'll get Joe McCall. Joe finishes the night with 3 fouls.
Like I was saying, he finishes the night with 3 fouls. He had 3 fouls in the first half of the game, and he didn't foul at all in the second half. It seems to be his nature to do that. He's in the habit of doing that. He gets into foul trouble early in the game, but then doesn't foul at all after that.
Right, it wasn't him fouling out tonight.
Yeah.
Instead, it was Henry Crott, which is uncharacteristic of him, but certainly not unagreeable, in my opinion. Shows a certain amount of aggression.
Yeah, it was good to see. None of the fouls were really stupid fouls, honestly. It wasn't like they were stupid fouls. Derwin Wilson into the game now.
Flashing to the ball. Joe Deratola comes to it and receives it. Passes to Pete Schrader. We've got 3 sophomores in the game now. 1 junior and 1 senior.
Yeah, no starters on the floor right now for the Lions. Clock winding down now. 40 seconds left in the game.
It's nice to see the younger guys working it around like they're doing right now. Often when they get into a game, they'll just want some points, and so they'll chuck up a shot.
Yeah, it is always nice though to see the subs. You don't really get in much score.
It is. It certainly is. And we've all been there just trying to get some points in our first or one of our few moments on the varsity court. Drive there by number 13, Van Amsen, is good.
Clock.
Joe Deratola bringing it down. Pete Schrader passing to Joe Martin. Pete gets a shot off with, as the time expires, no good.
So disappointing loss here for the Lions tonight. They go down 55-32 against the Gateway Lions. What did we see tonight? What do you think that we need to work on in tomorrow's game coming back after this loss?
Well, I think we need to work on taking care of the ball and getting it inside in more efficient ways in order to utilize Manny and Henry inside.
Yeah, that's true. I think that we maybe focused a little bit too much on reversing the ball, so we've just stuck it out there and kept it out there because we didn't really feel like dealing with the inside pressure there. But I think that would have done us some good. And we did see, even just from the little amount that we did get the ball inside to Manny, he drew a lot of fouls and put the Lions in the bonus in the first half and the double bonus in the second half.
Yeah, exactly. We're playing St. Thomas More tomorrow, though. We know they're a good team. Certainly going to need to take care of the ball tomorrow. They're a very athletic team like this team today was.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of energy going into tomorrow's game, though. People are a little bit excited to play because the coach of St. Thomas More is the previous coach of the Los Salette Lions. He coached here back in 2017 season.
Was his last season, yes.
Yeah, 2017-18 was his last season, right? And then he coached here in 2016-17. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right, so he coached here for 2 years. Is that
Yes,
right.
it is.
Coach Anderson. So we'll, looking forward to that. I think the whole team is a lot of energy going into tomorrow's game. So be sure to tune into that. The JV game is at 12 o'clock, and the varsity game is at 1:30. Thank you for watching.